Hello, family. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing well today. Let's talk about the chaos and the uproar and the swift action going on in the HBCU in Tennessee. And let's also talk about Dacara's final farewell. Y'all already know what we got to do for the ones in the back. This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Acts in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yes, fair use. All rights and credits go directly to its rightful owner. This video is purely for fair use, opinion, and entertainment. Enjoy. And we also want to add that everything in this video is alleged. Yes. And family, we want to give a shout out to all of our subscribers. Thank y'all so much for the awesome support. Thank you all to the replay gang. Thank you to the people in the comment section. Thank you to the chat. Y'all be on fire. Appreciate it to the moderators. Awesome moderators. Just thank you all so much. And please subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber already. Please hit the like button as well. It will be greatly appreciated. So let's get on down to the HBCU school. Now, family, I don't know if y'all heard about it. They're talking about it a lot. And I wanted to talk about the chaos and the confusion and the uproar that was going on at this Tennessee HBCU. Now, these two men here, they went to the HBCU college campus in Tennessee, and their goal was to go viral. That's what it was given, because I will let y'all hear it later when he says, we have 500 views. We have 500 views. So they was excited about getting the views. So that's what it was given, that they wanted to go viral, and in the process spark up some mess, basically. Now, what they did was they walked on this campus, HBCU campus. They set up their table. They set up their posters, as y'all see what the posters say. Okay? And they hooked up their speakers and their camera, had the cameraman there so that they could sit down and do this debate. Okay? And so they like to go around on different campuses and do debates, which is all well, fine, and good if you have permission to go on campus and do this. Because let me say this right here, because a lot of people seem like they can't understand this, but we send our kids to school, whether it's in pre-K all the way to college. And just like in elementary school, middle school, high school, we just don't want anybody able to come on that campus having access to our kids anytime they get ready without the proper protocol and permission. It's dangerous. We see all type of school incidents happen that's not too well. And it's the same way with college students. It's the same way. Remind y'all, you have some of them who have scholarship, and you have the majority of them that their parents are paying for this. So they have a right to know that their kid is being protected on campus. Whether you want to go and do a debate or not, go by the proper protocol so people will know who you are from jump. What's your name? What's your intentions? What do you want to do? And then you talk to the school about it and see if you can get approved and then go on campus. But all this strange people just coming up on campus, just think about it, people. I mean, let's be realistic here. Let's start right there first before we go any further. Because anybody can come on your child's campus and say they want to do a debate, but actually want to do harm to that school. And then if something happens, I'm not saying that these guys was going to do that, but you got to think about if you just let anybody come on campus and roam around and set up when they get ready, who say that they can't set up a trap for that campus and something tragic happens? So that's why everything needs to go by protocols anyway. Regardless of it being a HBCU school, that should be all colleges, all high schools, all middle schools, all elementary schools, all pre-K schools. Come on now. It's too much going on in this world for us to first think that this is okay. And then we have students that's disappearing, coming up missing, washing up in bayous, disappearing in cars, all that. Now, let me get on to what I want to get on and talk about this. Now, my thing is, they came to do this debate. Why? Look at the posters that they want to debate about or talk to students about. DUI should be illegal. Deport all illegals now. That's what they want to talk to our students about. But why couldn't they have a debate about how to start a business? How come they didn't do a debate about Dacara? She's missing by an illegal immigrant. But see, that type of stuff helps our schools and our children and get them on alert. So no. We don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about deporting illegals. And we want to talk about DEI should be illegal as well. Why is that? These signs right here are janky signs. It's a janky mission. It's a janky debate. And it's given that it was trying to pull the HBCU students into some mess. Because see what nobody is saying, oh, well, you know, they just went up there to do a debate or whatever. Okay. But as soon as our students will say something that someone don't like on the opposite side or whatever, they're going to get flack from that. And then when they said they didn't want to have a debate and ran these men off of the campus, they still get flack for that. See, that's why we ask people to just leave our students alone, because this is a no-win situation. Either way it go, they're going to make our students look terrible. Rather, they want to do a debate and say something that's going to cause a whole frenzy across the internet. Or rather, they say they don't want to do it and run people off of their property, and they're wrong for that as well. So see, that's why us black parents tell our children to just stay away from this type stuff. No, they don't want to do no debate. For what? Let's debate about how to make things better. How to stop 40 people from washing up on the bayou. How come they didn't do that? And why wasn't these signs and these men over there at one of those ICE facilities helping ICE? It says it right there on their thing. Deport all illegals. The perfect place for that sign to sit down and do a debate is in front of an ICE facility where they can debate with the protesters who so-called don't like ICE, even though ICE is in their own country, protecting their country, but they could have set up a table right there in front of the ICE facility and debate with the protesters. Why didn't they do that? It's the perfect sign for it. Why pick a black school? See all this DEI should be illegal. Hey, the perfect place for that is to go to your nearest governor's office and have a debate about that. Yeah. Sit down in front of the governor's office or in front of somebody's office, wherever state you are. Go to one of your government buildings, sit down there, and have a debate with people. Why didn't they do that? Because it was easier to pick on the black people and let's spark up some mess and chaos and a race confrontation. Because that's exactly what this thing is trying to turn out to. Wow. And it's over 8,000 students at this Tennessee HBCU. How did people just get access to this campus like that? Because people have to understand, our children of color are the ones who are coming up missing the most inside of some of these colleges. Rather there's off the campus going to eat or going out for the night on the town or whatever it is, our children are coming up missing and deleted. And what do we hear the most of? No foul play. No foul play here. There's nothing to see right here. No foul play. And the sad part is, these men said that they want to do a debate about this here shit-starting signs on the screen. Because these signs are basically signs that start shit. Let's keep it a bean. Okay? So once we get past that point, then they said that they doing it because on the behalf of the guy named Charlie Kirk or something like that. Well, sir, y'all are at the wrong school because our kids didn't know nothing about no Charlie, and we, as their parents, don't know either. We didn't even know that man exists until something bad happened to him. And then all of a sudden, it seems like instead of blaming the ones who did that, everybody turned around and started focusing on Black American children. Why is that? When it wasn't even a Black American person that did that. But you need a scapegoat. So you turn to the black and brown skin and use them as a scapegoat. Use them to blame. They didn't even know who this man was. Like most of other nationalities don't even know, can't even name 18 hip-hop stars. And we can't name, our kids didn't even know who that Charlie guy was. Unbelievable. How you get blamed for somebody that you don't even know? And I'm trying to figure out, how did they even get that far on campus? The security should be much tighter than that. I mean, security should have stopped them and say, hey, what are y'all trying to do? What do y'all want? Whatever. Where was security? Was they out eating on Popeyes and Church's chicken? Because when they go up to the school, a stranger with tables, chairs, posters, and all that stuff, security's supposed to have stopped them and say, hey, what are y'all trying to do? Y'all gonna have to go to the office first and get permission, or you're gonna have to call and then get permission through that way. Get a meeting with one of the administrative people and then see what they can help you with. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It was given to me that the security was scared to stop these men. So what do? They left it up to the students to tell these men to leave. That's exactly what it was given. All this is a pure setup. That's what it's given. Just to pick an argument, a confrontation, and start some type of race situation with black people and their children. Why is that? We done asked people to leave us out the mess. I guess black people was too quiet. Their kids was too quiet on certain situations that they feel is important to them. Well, it might not be that important to us, so we just sit back. Well, people gonna say, no, y'all can't sit back. We gonna make y'all talk. We gonna make y'all talk about this situation. We gonna make y'all know this person. And when we make y'all know them, we wanna hear your opinion about it. What? We done said we don't know these people, so leave us alone. But you don't want to come on our campus and talk about all our missing women and children and college students and kids around these here United States that somehow keep being called no foul play. Why that sign don't say that? Why that sign don't say, let's talk, you want to talk about deporting illegal immigrants? How come Hugo and them face ain't up there who really doing crimes, and then y'all went to a HBCU school, so you should have a sister named Dacara who was going to college as well, and y'all could have used her name as a debate about how do y'all feel about an immigrant having a DUI, 9 violations, was let out, and then he deleted a promising future college student. Why that sign didn't say that? Because it wasn't about that. It was about to start mess. That's what it's given. Wow. Then when the kids run people off, all of a sudden the kids are wrong. That's what's tripping me out. Now let's look at this janky video. They done went up there worrying them kids. Them kids was up there trying to do their work, wasn't even paying nobody any attention. Just sparking up mess. I don't like mess starters. I'm sorry I don't. I don't like people that go places and love to start mess. You know? Why? Now check it out. Now, first of all, they done went up here messing with these here kids, and these kids was minding their business. They was not really stunting nobody. They didn't want to be bothered. But these men, they was having somewhat of a debate with a couple of students before all the students probably started switching classes. You know how they have recess or something like that. Well, they had a debate with one student, and, you know, it seems like an okay debate. But when the other students got out there, the other students was like, we're not feeling this. We don't want to have a debate about deporting nobody. We don't want to have a debate about DEI. No, we don't. It's a mess starting debate. Let's talk about something that's going to help our future for is business-wise. Let's have a debate about why it's so hard for some people to get into the corporate office. Why it's so hard for a lot of people to enter certain places and get certain opportunities. Yeah, let's talk about that. No, don't want to talk about anything that's gonna help the school, you know. Yeah, let's talk about how we can bring more revenue to this school. Let's talk about that. Let's have a debate about that. What do y'all need in this school, and how do y'all think we can help get that done? And who do you think is where things stop at, or where is a loophole at, or where? Now, we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about something that's going to start stuff and get other groups mad at the black students. Then you making it hard. You get up, pack your bags, and you leave, but then put all over the internet what these kids said. Now you got a whole lot of different ethnic groups who are now mad at HBCU students because of what they said. And people are still mad at them now because they didn't want the people on their property. So like we said from the beginning, our kids can't win for losing. You know? It's sad. But this is it. And they came up there, and some of those signs that they had, some of the kids was taking their signs because the kids didn't like what those signs said. Those signs was mess starting signs. Okay? And they was loud, and they was telling them to leave. They didn't harm these men. That's what people wanted. So they could start this type of race situation. They can start a confrontation. Because, see, our kids was too quiet about a lot of subjects. Us, as the parents, was too quiet. We'll talk when we feel necessary. But, see, we wasn't jumping in and throwing the cape on for everybody. We was quiet on a lot of different situations that's going on. And people don't like the fact that some of these brown skins are quiet. So they want to come and they want to pick and spark up something. Why is that? That's what it's giving. Now they ran them off the campus, and they was heckling them like, you know, get out of here. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do no debate. Go somewhere else. Talking about deporting somebody and all that. We know how to talk for ourselves. We don't need to do no debate. You know, we know how and when we want to talk about certain subjects like that. But on our campus is not one of them. Okay? Yes. And see, a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, it was the MAGA group that came on campus. The students ran MAGA group up out of there. See, that's another thing, family. Don't get caught up in the okie doke, okay? Because we cares nothing about no hat. Stop focusing on the hat. Because some people could wear a hat and most likely ain't even associated with the hat they got on. They just using that for a cover up. Pay attention. Stop focusing on the hat and focus on the person or persons individually who is starting this mess. I can wear a Nike hat and start mess. That don't mean Nike is behind me. See, you got to look at just me, the person who is doing the okie doke, janky mess. The hat I got on ain't got nothing to do with it. And most likely the hat I got on, I ain't even associated with those people. Like if I wear a Nike hat, that don't mean I'm Nike Incorporated. See, some people will put on hats just to start mess and say, this group, the MAGA group is doing it. Instead of saying, this here individual, this person whose name is such and such, such and such, such and such, such and such, they love to start mess at HBCUs. You got to focus on the person or the persons. Yeah. And if they happen to be whatever hat they got on, well, so be it. But that ain't got nothing to do with that individual person. Because, see, these individuals was bold enough to come on that campus to spark up mess. The people say, yeah, you know, they ran the mega group off. Mega group, it wasn't but 3 of them. And how do we know that they really mega? They probably put that hat on just to start some stuff. So they put that hat on so that everybody can be mad at mega or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? And they sparking it and probably ain't got no association with mega. You know. Just want to spark something. Want to spark. They want to get the people that love wearing that hat upset that they got threw out by kids. But really, they really ain't got no association with it no way. Yeah. Sparking up mess. Anyway, they got ran out.
We're going to do like a little end live pregame or postgame situation here. We have 500 people watching.
You hear him say, we got 500 people watching. He said, we got 500 people watching. So that let you know right there that he was all for.
Definitely made an impact.
So he was all for the views, clicks, and likes. Oh, we got over 500 people watching. Great. Awesome, man. Ain't said nothing about a mega group yet. But they had their hat on. That was the start. Mess. See, we see straight through the okie doke over here. That's why I said, don't pay attention about what nobody got on. Pay attention to the individual action. That individual person or persons.
We just tried to hit the car. My gosh. I think Forrest is still out there trying to make sure the car. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, officers. Wow. Hey! They threw a drink up top. Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top. We got this all live. I'm posting this directly after so everyone can see exactly. Holy shit. Oh, yes. I'm not gonna end now, I guess. We got more stuff. They're hitting the car. I thought they wanted us to leave. They're hitting the car. We're trying to leave, and they're telling us to leave, and they don't want us to leave, I guess. Hey! They are still hitting the car. That's it. How was this a universe? They're intentionally blocking us. They want us to leave, but they don't want us to leave. It's like the biggest conundrum of all time. They're still hitting the car. It's just wild. It's like a zombie apocalypse or something, man. Like they're... Wow.
That's my drink, family.
Whoa!
And my straw.
That was loud.
Okay. So for one thing, these kids didn't want them there. Okay, point blank, period. Okay, that was the cameraman. Okay, that was the cameraman. He was the cameraman that was filming the two that was sitting down. But HBCUs and other colleges must take strong actions to ensure these students' safeties of all schools, the well-being of their students, strict protocols, top security. Because top security would not have allowed these men to just roam freely, set up no tables, microphones, posters, and all that throughout their campus. So we just got to get a little bit better than that for our kids' safety, because we just see too many tragedies in schools. Now, remind you, they are heckling these people, but they're not hurting them. That's why they went there to begin with. Because a lot of people know our kids are not as violent as they portray our kids to be. See, I'm kind of glad this happened. Because you say, oh, well, because the cops was there, they was okay. No. Because the students was already heckling them and stuff before the cops even came. Before the security, school campus security and stuff like that even came. They were just heckling them men. Taking their signs and throwing it and running and throwing their signs and stuff like that. They didn't hurt the guys, though. Mm-hmm.
Invaded our HBCU. A trespass, penalty or something.
So a girl says she don't know how they got on campus, and that she feel like the guys need a trespass violation ticket or something like that. As you see, she didn't say anything wishing any harm. They just wanted them to get off their campus with that mess-making sign. It wasn't nothing but to create and start mess. And we don't want our kids in the middle of mess. And it's strange that because we don't want our kids in mess, people are saying our kids is wrong and we wrong for our kids acting like that. They didn't hurt nobody. They threw like a plastic cup on the car. A plastic cup. A paper cup. It wasn't even plastic. It was a paper cup like from a restaurant. Threw that at the car. That was it. Anyway, this is a clear sign of poking the bear. They was poking the bear. They was hoping that violence broke out, so they can start a whole United States confrontation between black people, white people. Then if they would have did the debate about deporting immigrants, and one of them would have said like the wrong thing or something, then it would have been a mess between the Mexicans and the blacks. Then if they would have said something about DEI that somebody didn't like, then it would have been our kids, HBCUs, versus DEI. And this would have been going on all throughout the United States till our kids wouldn't be safe to go nowhere. See, they in a lose-lose situation. Even with them saying they don't want to participate in this, they are now still being made as a violent people, when all they did was heckle the people off their property. That's all. Wow. It's just amazing how people could just come up there and just Start mess. Just start mess. Why is this? Why is these signs even on a campus anyway? Don't nobody want to do debate. We don't want our kids doing debates, okay? And we asking everybody respectfully. But because we don't want to do debates and we don't want our kids to do debates like this, let's do some educational debates. This right here is a shit-starting debate. To throw our kids in a trap and quicksand with the world. And we ain't having it. No. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful. There's plenty of places they could have went with this sign in front of the ICE facility and debate the protesters that keep worrying ICE. But they don't want to go there. Why is that? Because it's given it was a plot to start mess with our kids. That's exactly what it was. That's what it's given. You know? They have this janky debate game going on. Call itself Change My Mind. No, we don't want to change your mind, man. That's just like somebody coming in my house and I don't want them in my house, but they keep telling me they want to have a debate with me to change my mind. No, I don't want to change my mind about certain things. And if I do, I don't need you to help me change my mind. Let me read and concentrate and get my lessons. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for you to just roam on campus talking about let me change your mind. That's not a part of my academics in school. And go through the right way so that the school can bring you in the auditorium. And then we can sit down if they allow you to. And we can debate like that. Doing this pop-up, throw you in the quicksand game. No. No. You start with people coming on campus saying they want to do a debate with students. Then start getting close to the students. Then start spreading janky messages and pulling our children in some BS. And then before you know it, our kids disappear and deleted and all that. And everybody talking about foul play, but ain't nobody spreading how much our kids are being missing throughout these United States and deleted throughout these United States. Ain't nobody worried about that. But you want to help pull them in more quicksand to start mess with the world. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now these men want to claim victim. Like they was done wrong. Because their janky low-down plan didn't work. They wanted to spark a worldwide race situation. To get all sides upset and our kids will be smack dead in the middle of it. And who gonna protect our kids? Look at the ratio of our kids that's missing and deleted. So it don't look like they'll get much protection, but you want to constantly put them in a situation that's going to start more people like illegal deport and DEI. You want to throw them more in quicksand. And when something happened to our kids, you won't be able to find these men to help us protest for our kids. Anyway, this group here came on the campus without authorization, as y'all will see right there. It also says that the university says safety remains its top priority after men carry signs like DEI should be illegal tried to provoke a situation. And that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was given. You know? Wow. Wow. And this is it. You know, and the kids just wanted them to leave. That's all. They don't want to do no debates. They don't want to do none of that. Okay? No, they do not. They don't want to do it. We don't want them doing it. It's just janky and bad. Point blank, period. Janky and bad. We don't need it. No, we don't. We don't need it. You know, now whatever happened to this man, Charlie, or whatever, it didn't have a damn thing to do with black people. But because some people refuse to blame their own for what happened, they will blame and pick on other people who had nothing to do with what happened in that man's situation. Nothing. And this is what the school said. It said, as y'all will see, it says, today, a group of individuals unaffiliated with Tennessee State University appeared on campus without prior notice. In accordance with university policy, any demonstrations or protest activities required advance approval and permitting. Campus police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted from the university grounds without incident. At all times, TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner. Okay? Now, some people might say, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. They was heckling and they was messing with people and they was doing all that. Well, first of all, these men went on the campus without any approval. And the kids heckling and shouting and all that. It still didn't harm anyone. They did not. They did not. They did not. And so, as y'all would see that it says, the campus, police and staff responded promptly, and the individuals were escorted. Okay, we said that. The safety and well-being of our students, faculty, and staff remains our highest priority. TSU will continue to uphold university policy and ensure that campus remains a safe, welcoming, and orderly environment for all members of our community. Now, this here man is a representative, and this what he said. Because our kids wouldn't fall for the okie doke, and the school wouldn't fall for the okie doke. And this here man said, why is TSU not condemning this attack against these folks? What attack? What attack? I didn't see nobody put no hands on these men whatsoever. If vigorous debates can't happen on college campus, why are we funding them? Said the representative, Andy. Okay, now, he said if debates can't happen on college campuses. We didn't say that debates couldn't happen, sir. What we said that you need to go through the proper protocols, because right now schools are not safe for just anybody to be walking up on and then setting up shop, and we don't know their intentions, okay? Because there's too many things happening to schools and students right today. So precautions need to be taken. And if anybody is really concerned about school safety, they wouldn't even have a problem with people obeying orders by going through the proper protocols so our students and kids and faculties, and everybody could stay safe. So, didn't nobody say that you couldn't have debates on the campus, sir. What they said was go through the proper protocols. You see how people twist shit? They got a big old auditorium. They got a big old gym. All that they could have had a debate at. If the school would allow it, if you go through the proper protocols. So what are you talking about, sir? This is what the NAACP said. They said antagonizing, disruption, installing fear in a space created to be safe, affirming, and supportive of black students. So that's the NAACP said that basically this whole thing looked like it was made to antagonize the kids and to put kids in a bind, in a trap, to where we want them to say something about deporting illegals. We want them to say something about DEI. We want them to say it so we can push them in the forefront on CNN and everything and put them in danger with other groups of people. That's what it was given. A pure D setup. And it backfired. We see straight through the okie doke. Why show up at a HBCU college? Why are so many people obsessed with starting mess with black people and our black youngsters? Why is that? People talk to our college students. Please talk to our college students. Tell them to stay in groups. Make sure that they are alert. Make sure they are aware. Don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. Just stay in a group and be aware. Never let their guard down, because it's obvious they are being targeted. And we are too. Because it's no reason why someone would want to go to a HBCU and have a debate about deporting immigrants and DEI. Yeah, they could have had a debate on DUI. How do you feel about the rules and laws on that? Because obviously Hugo was illegal and had that DUI, 9 violations, and got out quicker than an American citizen. They didn't want to have no debate about that. Because the plan seemed like it was to push these black students in the forefront. If one of them had said something that would piss the other side off, and they would have made that go viral and put our kids in danger. Let our kids, whatever they want to do. See, we've been too quiet, family. We've been too quiet. Our kids been too quiet. We have not stepped in no mess. None of that. And people want to make us talk. Because it's a lot of subjects we're not talking about. And our kids not talking about it either. We just mind our business. Why we can't just mind our business, people? So, college students, adults, everybody, y'all keep y'all head on the swivel, because they're going to try to make this into a big situation. To where people of color have to watch their back, because they're clearly trying to make this a race issue. And it's not. It's just that they didn't want them on their campus. These men didn't get hurt. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now listen to what this man here said when he got on the news. That's what I said. This was a plan to turn it into a race situation. Because that's exactly what came basically out of his mouth. Check it out.
Peaceful conversation with students to quite literally a mob inciting violence against us. A peaceful conversation with students to quite literally a mob inciting violence against us.
He tells me they are trying to encourage debate on the heels of Charlie.
Now you see how he said he just wanted to have a debate, and then they incited a mob against us. That's what he wanted to do anyway. He thought it was going to be some hands blown. He thought that the kids was probably going to put hands on him or some people in his little group. But they didn't. But he still made a big deal out of it because he went somewhere that he didn't belong because he didn't follow proper protocols. He not going to take accountability not one time. He going to blame everything on the HBCU students, which was the plan from the beginning. That's why they picked that school. We ain't crazy, and our children ain't either. We see straight through the okie doke.
Kirk's murder. What did you think about the group coming onto this campus with those signs?
So he wanted to come there.
He tells me they are trying to encourage debate on the heels of Charlie Kirk's murder. What did you think about
now he want to start a debate on the heels of Charlie Kirk being gone. Hey, look here, man. You need to go to a school that knows this man, Charlie Kirk. Our kids don't know nothing about the man, okay? You just can't make our kids know somebody that they don't. And besides, it wasn't people of color that did anything to this man. Why can't people accept that? Oh, well, they was making fun of this person, and they was making fun of this person. No, people was just saying they don't know the man. We did not. None of my kids knew who this man. I said, y'all know this? They're talking about, who is that? I said, y'all don't know? No, who is that? Was somebody that we know or somebody in the family or something? I said, no. They don't know nothing about that. So why are people trying to pull us in it? Unbelievable.
Group coming onto this campus with those signs. I just feel like it was unnecessary.
And that's
why
the
would you
girl
come
talk.
to an HBCU with all that commotion knowing that we're going to say something about it? Like, they're just, like, insane. Why'd your group black college to have this conversation?
This is him.
Is there a reason why we shouldn't go to historically black colleges to have these conversations?
Why did your group pick a historically black college to have this
Listen.
conversation?
Is there a reason why we shouldn't go to historically black colleges to have these conversations?
Yes, it is a reason why you shouldn't go to historically black colleges to have this conversation. Because we don't know nothing about that man. Okay? We just don't. No disrespect. But we didn't ever know he existed. And then, yes, is something wrong with you coming to our children's school asking them what they feel about deporting immigrants. And you're filming it so that you can catch one of our children saying something. These are still students. So you can catch our kids saying something and plaster them all over your little social media and put them in harm's way. No, we don't. No deal. We don't want it. We don't want it. That's the reason why we feel like you don't need to come there. And if you do, go through the proper protocols so y'all can go to an auditorium and do it with the administration there. And somebody is guiding the questions you want to ask, and somebody is guiding them with the answers they want to answer. But trying to put our kids in a set-up motion, that ain't gonna work.
We're not limiting who we want
And y'all hit that like button, please, because y'all already know that when I'm real, I talk real. And they be holding stuff back. So hit the like button to get the video in the algorithm, share, replay game, all that stuff. Thank you. Love y'all.
Based off their race, based off their gender.
TSU ads, they were
Listen.
not authorized on campus. Are you guys going to continue to just show up to public universities if they don't answer?
Absolutely, it's our free speech. It's our these campuses have a free speech area. They're public universities.
Now, see, they're going to keep on showing up. Like he said, absolutely, he's going to keep on showing up. Yes, him and other ones. You know, first they had where they had out that the HBCUs was being threatened. And then when they saw that all of the kids and the parents in the United States and everybody was on alert, then they want to say, oh, we just going to bust up in the joint and have a debate and then trip them and flip them into a race situation. What? No, dog. Nah, y'all find other schools for that. Yeah. No, we'll pass. Yeah, we definitely will pass. Okay. I'm just trying to understand why they just won't leave our students alone. What is it that when we get quiet, everybody got to poke the bear? Because these kids was not bothering nobody. They was in school getting their lesson. Getting ready for the next exam or the next test or the next quiz. You know? So, that's all I'm just saying. So, don't ask our children about deportation and all that. Why is our kids worried about deportation? Our kids are FBA foundational Black American children. They are legal. So they not worried about deportation. Come up with something more educational. Please do. And go the proper way for a debate. That ain't our problem. Stop trying to pull our children in some mess. Please do. And they walked y'all clean up out of there. But they trying to say how bad these children was. At least they was waving goodbye to them on the way out. They was waving by. When them men got in their cars, they was waving goodbye. So it seemed like y'all got good courtesy to me. Considering the fact that y'all was up there with mess making signs and stuff. Black people have been quiet on a lot of situations, like I said. And a lot of group of people don't like that. Because we are minding our business. So they going to keep on picking and poking that black bear. Why is that? But we not going to fall for the okie doke, though. But our kids do need to be alert, family. Y'all need to talk to your kids, whether they in school or not in school or whatever. Talk to your kids. And adults, y'all stay on the swivel and alert as well. Because this is a clean target to pull us in something that's not even our business. Yeah. Why people just can't leave us out their mess? In the meantime, we ask respectfully. Just leave our kids out your mess. We don't want to do debates. Not those kind. And then when people ask respectfully, people get mad. Because it's almost like it's a self-entitlement. You heard them say, yeah, we're going to go anyway. Even if people don't want us there, don't answer our phone calls, don't respond back to us, we're going to go anyway. We're going to go start mess anyway. We're going to have their security put us off the lot or off the premises so we can make a big issue out of that and show how low down they are, that we broke protocol and we broke laws. What? What? That's what it is right there, people. When people love to blame others for their action. Because that's exactly what these men have done. And it's a lot of people blaming the students for acting the way they are acting, instead of saying, hey, none of this wouldn't even happen if the people had followed proper protocols, and when the school didn't respond back to them or ignored their phone calls, they should have just not even went there and tried another spot. People blame others for their action primarily to avoid negative feelings like guilt, shame, or inadequacy by using projection and deflection. That's exactly what it is. Because now everybody want to throw the blame on the kids. And the kids didn't harm these folks or nothing. They just heckled them out their school ground. Which are common defense mechanisms. This behavior is a form of emotional avoidance that protects their ego and self-esteem, even if it causes destructive relationship dynamics and hinders personal growth. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. Entitlement. Entitlement. See, why do people blame others for what they have done? For what they have done. It's a defense mechanism. You see it right there. Projection. It's an ego protection. Because they're going to blame everybody but themselves. You know. Lack of self-awareness and emotion regulations. Learned behavior. Yeah. Entitlement. Learned behavior. Yeah. I do what I want. I do what I want. I come on your property when I want to come on your property. Remind me back in our ancestor days. They in the house, and then you got people coming on their property trying to run them off their property. Entitlement. It's learned behavior. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Learned behavior. Mm-hmm. People leave our kids alone. Let's go to the next one. Dacara. I just want to say this because, and let me say this before I go to that right there, because why they didn't go where, you know, the president talk about deportation all the time. So why didn't these men go and have a debate where they have these type of discussions at? I just want to know. I just want to know. Wow. Looking for some mess. Black people are tired, okay? They come looking for black people to spark up mess. No, 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 no. Stop doing that. We are over 400 years tired of mess. We tired. Our children are tired. Our ancestors was tired. Go set up in front of somewhere else. We are tired. Please leave our kids alone, and we're asking respectfully. Damn, how hard is that to understand? Wow. Now they're trying to make our kids, the HBCUs, the problem. Because they don't want to participate in mess. Now, Dacara, her funeral was held on Tuesday in Maryland. And I just want to, it's her final farewell. And as y'all see, we all know about her story. And I just hate that, man, that this man took this young lady's life. I hope he get life with no type of parole. Yes. Her family, had a nice home going for Dacara. And I just wanted to take the time in this video to do the same for Dacara, Wow. This demonic, illegal immigrant lured her to his car, did a horrible crime. He did some terrible things to her, and when he finished doing those terrible things to her, R-wording her, windmilling on her, he deleted her, and then he dumped her over a bridge and went about his daily life like it was normal until he got arrested. So yeah, we hope he get life and maybe the death penalty. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's look at Dacara's homegoing. I want y'all to see that that's how come I said from the beginning that this man lured this young lady in his car, because Dacara had a lot going for her. She had a lot going for her. Y'all see she in a military outfit. She had a lot going for her family. Yes, she did. As y'all see. See, this was not no streetwalker. Look at her in her fatigues. Dacara had a lot going on. She did a lot. Look at her in her fatigues hugging. See, this is not no streetwalker. This was someone who got lured into his car. I just wanted y'all to see some pictures and take the time to look, because they had these pictures at the beginning of her beautiful homegoing. And you can tell by these pictures that Dacara didn't deserve how a lot of people portrayed her on social media. This was a very smart girl. Got a lot accomplished in the 19 years she was living. More than people who live in their 50s. And I'm going to let y'all hear some of the accomplishments that Dacara made in her short years before it was taken. But check out some of those pictures, family. Yeah, check out some of those pictures. Unbelievable. Lived, you could tell she had a family that loved her dearly. She enjoyed life. Very, very outgoing, and they said very soft-spoken. And y'all remember, I said that when he lured her to that car, and he probably asked her, "Hey, you walking? You need a ride?" "Yeah, my car is over there." And I said, she probably was like, "Yeah." They said she has a soft-spoken voice, and she'll do anything to help people. But as y'all see, she was a beautiful soul who had herself together. She didn't have to trick for nothing. She had it. She had it all. And her family made sure of that. Even her brothers, which y'all would see. I'm going to let y'all hear him talk after they finish showing the pictures. But she was very outgoing. and she had so much to live for, she would have been a very successful woman if she hadn't have been taken. Yeah, she would have been a very successful woman. As y'all see, I'm going to just let y'all look through the pictures. Beautiful. She played that clarinet, looks like. And they had so many slides and pictures, family. And y'all can check out her home going. But look at there. In her fatigues with her family. Very smart. Very smart. And I can't wait till y'all hear. I just want to show y'all these pictures that they had of the car at the homegoing. Very jolly, very happy. And she had the 2 brothers and a sister and a niece. One of her brothers have a daughter. And she spoke, and I will let y'all hear a little bit of that before we close out. But I do want y'all to hear, loving family, but I do want y'all to hear, that's her and her father. This girl was very much loved, and her and her mother. And she was close to both of her parents and her siblings. And they had so many pictures, which you can tell was full of joy. Was full of joy. And you could tell that her family just put a tremendous hole in their soul by dealing with her absence. Wow. 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 And her life was cut short by a demonic soul who wasn't even supposed to be here. We just want to say condolences, our deepest condolences and sympathy to her family and friends. And her story touched so many throughout this world. Because as we all say, she would have still been here if Hugo had been detained when he got that DUI. 9 violations and an illegal immigrant. Wow. That was her prom pictures. Remember I showed y'all that where she was in that car that has the scissor doors that lift up and things like that. They said she helped her mother at her mother's beauty shop, shampoo hair and things like that as well. along with doing a lot for the community, working at a nonprofit organization. Doing her services for her country and her fatigues, and had good grades. Yeah. She would have definitely been a great asset in the community, and would have had a successful future if you listen to some of the things that some of the people said at the funeral. And I will let y'all hear like a brief clip of that as well. Her home going was beautiful. And like I said, they started off with all these pictures. And this is not something that I rewind, family. This is just how many pictures they had her mama when she was a little girl. But they just had so many pictures. It's like they had 10 minutes worth of pictures. Y'all don't mind putting some dubs in the chat, in the comment section, flowers in the comment section, in the chat, hearts in the comment section and in the chat, and prayers for her family. Wow. Wow. And so they also had a young lady do a praise dance, which I didn't have. I don't have the sound to that because I wasn't trying to do the copyright. You know, it's not my music or whatever, but she did a beautiful praise dance that I love praise dances. So I just wanted to show a little bit of the praise dance that this young lady was doing. She did a awesome job with the praise dance. My granddaughters do praise dances as well. And I love it. I love it. They do it at banquets for the church and things like that. But my grandgirls really know how to do the ballet mixed with the praise dances. Beautiful. Beautiful. She really did that. And so coming up will be Dacara's brother talking, and I'm going to let y'all hear that part. I just wanted to put the praise dance in there. I love the praise dance. And she did a beautiful job for Dacara. Final farewell. Wow. Now this is her brother is getting ready to talk, family. And listen closely what's being said about Dacara. And I'm just glad that the knowledge family. Here you go.
I mean, on behalf of my family, of course, we all like to thank y'all for coming out, showing my little sister some love and stuff like that. I mean, I know when y'all see like pictures like this, all I see is my little sister. You know, like, same girl that used to unpause my game when I go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? I come back like, what you doing? Like, my mother was like, Danny, don't be giving her no snacks at bedtime. You know, she give me the look, sneaking her Oreos, cupcakes, and stuff like that. Like, even just like, just her being like so small, like neighborhood fights or something. My mom out there like, Danny, get him, woman. The car was like, yeah. She don't even know what she looking at. But, you know, I'ma just really miss myself. We had so many times, all of us together, just growing up together in that house. It was always something. It was always a good time, and I'm really, really miss my sister. Like, it's not a day that I don't go past. I don't think about it. Like, I don't know. It's just unreal. It's just unbelievable right now. And like, it's hard. I look at my daughter. My daughter reminds me so much of my sister, and it's like, I just know wherever she at now, I know she's so much happier, and I just pray that she keep my family safe and just smile down on us. And every funeral I've ever been to in my life, it's always raining. You know, today was sunny, so I mean, that's a good sign. So, I don't know, I love her, and like I said, I want to thank y'all for coming to show my family support.
Now this young lady here is her brother that just got through talking daughter. And when he said, my daughter reminds me so much of my sister, when she walked up to that microphone, I said, he ain't lying. This girl looks just like her auntie, Dacara. And they said that Dacara was very soft-spoken, just like this young lady right here. Her niece.
Cora, we grew up together, side by side, not just family, but best friends. Sharing secrets, laughter, and dreams. You were my sister in every way. My secret keeper, my laughter, and my safe place. Life feels so empty without you here. I still reach for you in big moments and small. I still hear your voice when I need comfort. Rose, you are more than your name. You are love, beauty, and strength. Even though I have to say goodbye, our bond can never end. It feels impossible that you're gone because in my heart, you're still here. I see you in every memory, and I carry you in every step I take. I don't know how to say goodbye to someone who is a part of my soul, but I promise I'll carry you with me always, in every smile, in every memory, and in every step forward I take. You are my Rose, and you will always be my forever best friend. I'll miss you forever, but I'll love you even longer.
Family.
At this time, we'll have
now, I want y'all to listen to what the accomplishments that Dacara made within her 19 years on this earth. I'm just so glad that the Knowledge family and myself and my team we never thought twice that this girl was a streetwalker. We knew it. We could just tell. We knew she wasn't tricking. We knew that she wasn't trying to do no side deal, no money, no buying, no substance, none of that. She was lured. And I want y'all to listen real close to what all this young lady at 19 years old accomplished.
A proclamation in memory of Dacara Thompson. Whereas we gather to honor and remember the life of Dacara Thompson, a bright and compassionate young woman whose presence brought light to all who knew her, and whereas Dacara, a resident of Lanham, Maryland, was just 19 years old and had already begun to make a meaningful impact in her community through her dedication and service. Whereas she successfully completed a year-long internship program where she distinguished herself through her professionalism, strong work ethic, and unwavering commitment to excellence. And whereas Dacara was known by those around her as an outgoing, soft-spoken, and kind individual whose gentle spirit left a lasting impression on everyone she encountered. And whereas a proud graduate of St. Charles High School in Waldorf, Maryland, Dacara was working at a nonprofit organization as a postgraduate service program, demonstrating her passion for community service and helping others. And whereas her life, though tragically cut short, serves as an enduring inspiration and a reminder of the power of kindness, hard work, and purpose-driven service. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Jolene Ivy, do honor the life and legacy of Dacara Thompson and extend my deepest condolences to her family, friends, and all who mourn her passing. May her memory be a blessing and let her legacy live on in the lives she touched. Let it be further resolved that September 23rd, 2025 shall be recognized and celebrated as Dacara Thompson Day in Prince George's County, Maryland. In honor of her life, and the lasting impact she made on those around her. Jolene Ivy, Council Member at Large.
Aisha Brave Boy, and I'm here
Listen,
to present
family.
a proclamation on behalf of Prince George's County. Whereas the Office of the County Executive for Prince George's County, Maryland, wishes to honor the life of a cherished member of our community, Dacara Rose Thompson, born on August 8, 2006, at Southern Maryland Hospital in Clinton, Maryland, to proud parents Daniel and Carmen Thompson. And whereas Dakara's passion reflected both strength and gentleness, cherishing life's simple joys, roller skating with her dad, sushi dates with her mom, reading and exchanging books with her cousin Jazz, and especially the delight she found in her favorite pastime of getting her nails done. And whereas Dacara served as an instructional assistant and summer camp team member at Lila Bell's Studio of Dance, where she supported young dancers and assisted behind the scenes with recitals and costume changes, worked alongside her mother as a shampoo assistant, connecting with clients and becoming adored by the many guests she served, gained customer service experience as a cashier at Wawa, and contributed her creativity and skills to the Coalition for African Americans in the Performing Arts.
Wow.
Learning the ins and outs of television and stage production.
Wow.
Whereas Dacara also dedicated her talents to serve in the nonprofit sector, performing administrative duties and assisting with events at a Maryland nonprofit organization in Lanham/Mitchellville, helping to uplift the community of Prince George's. Whereas following her graduation, Dacara joined the Maryland Core Service Year Option Program, further dedicating her time to local nonprofits while dreaming of a future in entrepreneurship, military service, technology. And whereas Dacara treasured her family above all else and found serenity in the quiet places where she could simply be herself. Now, therefore, I, Aisha Braveboy, County Executive for Prince George's County, Maryland, do hereby honor the life and legacy of Dacara Rose Thompson, celebrating her 19 years of joy, strength, and inspiration, and extending our deepest condolences to her family and loved ones during this profound loss. Further, her memory will live on in the hearts of all who were blessed to know her, and the joy she will continue to touch for generations to come. Thank you.
Wow.
My name is Winika Fisher. I'm a county council member.
And check this out, because she did so much more.
Area.
She reminds me of Shanquilla.
And I just bring you condolences from the county council.
Listen.
And I stand in partnership and shoulder to shoulder with Dakara's mom and dad in anything that they need the council to do at this time. Whereas the Prince George's County Council offers its deepest and most heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and community of loved ones of Dacara Thompson, a beautiful, kind-hearted young woman who was committed to pink like myself, and service touched countless lives in our community. Whereas Dacara, proud graduate of St. Charles High School, dedicated herself to the betterment of others through her work at a local Prince George's County nonprofit and participated in Maryland's Service Year Option. She exemplified the highest ideals of public service, passion, and civic engagement. Whereas her tragic passing has left a profound void in all of our hearts who knew and loved her. Her memory has since united us in grief, in hope, and in the pursuit of justice.
Yes, justice.
Whereas words feel deeply inadequate in moments like this, there are no perfect phrases to mend the broken pieces of a torn heart by such an unthinkable loss. But please know, Dakara's light, though dimmed far too soon, continues to shine through the lives she touched, the values she upheld, the loved ones she leaves behind. Her legacy of kindness and service and joy will not be forgotten. Whereas the Prince George's County Council stands in solemn solidarity with her family and reaffirms its steadfast commitment to ensuring that justice is served, for Dacara deserves no less. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Prince George's County Council, on behalf of the constituents of this great county, formally recognizes the life and legacy of Dacara Thompson and extends its deepest sympathy to her family during this time of mourning. May her light continue to guide us. May her memory be a blessing and a call to action. Presented on this 23rd day of September 2025, on behalf of myself, Councilmember Fisher, Council Chair Edward Burrows, and the entire County Council. Thank you.
So, family, I just wanted people to see Dakara's accomplishments, and that this young lady was not a streetwalker. She wasn't trying to get no substance abuse and all that. She was in the military, She was doing military duty. She was doing this non-profit organization, going to college and all that. She get tested and all that. She wasn't in that game, you know. And that's why I was being her voice, because I looks at backgrounds like that, and I knew it didn't fit her. And I wouldn't let nobody come over here on this channel and degrade this young black woman who did nothing but reach for the highest achievements that she could, and was going to be quite successful if she had lived. So I just wanted people to not only know how she died, but how she lived. Yeah. Once again, our deepest condolences and sympathy goes to the family and friends of Dacara. Rest in peace, baby girl. And I would like to take this time to give a shout out to the one who donated in our last video, Jerry K. Lipcomb. Thank you. Thank you so much for your donation and your generosity. Thank you so much. And thank you all for all of y'all support. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber already. Sending love and hugs to you all. Rest in peace, baby girl.